First of all, if you want to talk about the trust, you're in the hands of Kano Motors. This is a shift of life.
Yes.
Going to something completely new. It's EV. So they'll say, battery, will it explode? Imagine filling it once and charging it once and can last up to 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So in the evening, before you go to bed, just plug it in like a mobile, go to sleep, wake up, you have a full charge ahead of you. You'll be saving at least 50% of what you're doing. It scared me, but it's actually saved me.
Good evening and welcome to Swalef Tech Season 2. My name is Mohammed Janahi, and today we have Mr. Hassan Neama, the Assistant Sales Manager for Kano Motors.
Thank you, Mohammed. Pleasure to be here in Swalef with you guys today.
And first of all, can you tell us more about Kano Motors?
Kano Motors is a division of EKK.
Yes.
We focus on 3 types of brands at the moment, which is McLaren, Deepal, and Kano Performance. So we're all under the same umbrella, but again, we report to EKK in general.
So we have 3 types of vehicles, performance cars, as in McLaren.
Exactly.
We've got the electrical EV cars with your company Deepal, and the performance, of course, to increase both electrical and combustion.
Right.
So today we're going to be talking about the Reev cars and the electric cars, especially Deepal.
Great.
So how have the past months shaped your focus as a team and what you've been prioritizing for your customers?
Well, it's a new brand in the market, first of all. And the electric segment has just started in Bahrain Kingdom at the moment. So what we've done is we try to understand how the battery mechanisms work, what type of chemistries they come with, and what's the longevities, pricing, to just make the customer feel more comfortable with the idea. But ever since we've been into it and explaining the cost effectiveness, the performance of the vehicles, the range it can give you, it's been outstanding. And people are actually listening and convinced to go ahead as the future comes into the market. Yeah.
So when a customer walks in today, what are the first concerns or doubts they bring up in their conversations about buying cars?
It's EV. So they'll say, battery, will it explode? How much is the battery going to cost me later on? Is there any garages that can work on it? But definitely you're working into a dealership, so we'll take care of you. But there's a few types of chemistries available in today's market. So when you look at the EV world today, the safest chemistry is the CATL LFP, which is lithium iron phosphate in other words. This is considered to be the safest battery in today's market, the cheapest, as it doesn't rely on specific materials. It has a long lifespan, so you're talking 10 to 15 years as well. And it's not as expensive as we thought it would be. Today, it's 40% of the car's price, but 10 years later, on one specific model, if we talk about it, it's around 800 to 1,003 dinars, which is still peanuts.
So what's the most common question from the customers about EV car, as EV cars in the Kingdom of Bahrain is particularly new?
I would say range anxiety. People want to drive electric, but they're always afraid of not being able to reach to a certain destination. And battery would be also another reason.
And how do you ensure the customers about your product?
Make them understand what type of batteries we have. Because today when you look at normal ICE cars, we're talking about who has the better engine.
And when we talk about ICE, it's the internal combustion engine.
Sorry, yes,
fuel cars. Yeah. We can use the terms like ICE and stuff, but just for our viewers to know that ICE is the
internal combustion
engine that we use right now, using petrol, diesel, or any kind of things.
That's correct. So when you buy a normal ICE car, or internal combustion as we like to say, you look at engine and gearbox and who has the best engine today. When you look at the electric world, who has the best battery today? It plays a big difference.
And how are people convinced with the way you and your product are delivered?
The information that we give is as much as we can accurate, and we try to be as transparent as possible. In the end of the day, this is a new thing in the market. So I wouldn't say I'm the most experienced person here today, but whatever we've learned, we try to keep it as clear as we can for the customers and make them understand that this is the new generation. Batteries back in the day could last 4 years, 5 years. Today's generation, they last 10 to 12. 5 years down the line, they might last 15 to 20. And you never know. We might have a solar battery that can charge directly into the cars and make it much easier for you. The battery concerns was there, yes, and range anxiety. And that's where we came into the market and kind of pushed an impact on us.
All right. How has the shift to faster, more predictable delivery changed the way customers respond during the buying process and they are not aware about the batteries, the REEV systems?
That's a good question. I would say the first impact which made customers come to us faster was the fuel. After the fuel increased, then the market,
Yes.
people started looking at it and they're spending too much and get very limited range out of it. But once you give them the technology that we have, the Reev technology, which we'll explain it to you, you'll be saving at least 50% of what you're doing at the moment, plus performance.
All right. Looking at everything together, the delivery, the product itself, and the ongoing experience, what do you believe customers will remember most about how you handle this period?
I think in terms of brand, it's a strong brand in China. It has its reputation as one of the government companies. Features, comfortability, stability, it gives you all of that. So it's a whole different experience from what you used to drive and what you're driving today.
And I think a lot of people have been waiting for Deepal to come to the kingdom. A lot of people, there were a lot of talks in the community, like people are like saying, this car is going to be something different.
Yeah. I was not expecting it in the beginning, honestly. I was a bit hesitant about the brand in the beginning because it was still new in the market. But these past 6 months that we've launched at to date, it's been fantastic and it's over-exceeded everyone's.
Why would people be talking about it? I want to know, and I want the viewers to know why there was a big buzz about Deepal.
See, the first thing is, like we said, people want to go to electric, right?
Yes.
There was always that range anxiety.
Yeah.
And infrastructure is not available in Bahrain. So we brought a technology called an REEV, which is a range extended electric vehicle. Okay? It's purely an electric car. You drive it electric, you experience electric, you charge it through the charger as well. And whenever the battery charge goes over, the engine kicks in. That engine has nothing to do with the drive mechanism of the car. Its pure job is to just recharge the battery.
So this 1.5 engine that's in the car.
Yeah.
How fast will it charge from 30, let's say, to 80%?
From the engine itself?
Yes. While you're driving or you're doing your...
It's very hard to calculate it because it depends on your way of drive, your behavior. If you're a slow driver between 80 to 100, let's say from here all the way to Swalef, you might get another 5 to 6%. Coming back, that's another 5 to 6%. So you're talking 12, 13% just from here to Swalef and back. But if you're an accelerator or a heavy guy when it comes to accelerating this car, definitely is going to give you much less, maybe 2-3%.
But still, you've got the petrol element to charge and charge and charge and charge the car.
If you charge it fully,
yes,
using the plug charger that we provide you with the car, that takes 8.5 hours to charge it. So in the evening, before you go to bed, just plug it in like a mobile, go to sleep, wake up, you have a full charge ahead of you. That can give you approximately 160 kilometers of range. In Bahrain, maximum, I would say, that's a 2 days of drive.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you fill fuel on the other hand, combined range, you get up to 900 kilometers.
So that's the full Reev experience.
Full Reev experience.
Yes.
So imagine filling it once and charging it once, and
So,
can last up to 3 weeks, 4
Yep.
weeks.
Depending on where you go and come.
Exactly.
And if you're a light user of the car,
You're saving crazy.
that's
You're
so,
enjoying actually.
so that's one benefits of the Reev technology. Yep.
Exactly.
So when challenges affect timeline, how do you manage communication and expectations so customers still feel in control?
Again, clarity and transparency, I would say the best way to move forward with customers, regardless of the situation that we're in, the color availabilities, the stock availability, based on his needs and requirements as well, we try to level it accordingly. But yeah, I mean, we usually let them reserve the car that they would like to.
Could they customize the car or?
Depends on the availability of what customizations we have. We do have an accessory segment which they can play around with. but that's later on after the car arrives. However, they can
Spec-wise.
choose, they can choose which color, exterior and interior, because we have many colors inside and
And what's the most demand colors outside and inside, based on your experience now and after launching the?
When I did the orders in the beginning, I ordered more black than orange interiors.
Okay.
I made the biggest mistake of my life because everybody wants orange. So the interior has been orange, and the exterior, I would say, mercury silver. It's like a goldish champagne type of color.
Okay. And what kind of colors for the interiors? Like, if I would like to come and order a car from you right now,
Either black or orange.
orange.
And one of my models, I have 3 colors. It's like blue, brown, white, mixed all together.
And
The
the
different models, different colors.
and what kind of specs do we have? Like you said, like after the car is there, the accessories and stuff. What kind of accessories I can add to the car?
I mean, you're talking body kits, interior stuff like the console area to add more packages, mobile carriers. There's a lot of small stuff that you can add within the car itself. Even a cover for the screen is available as a normal accessory.
And do you see a lot of customers? Because you know the ICE engines, like we said, ICE cars. You didn't have that much range of customizing the car or adding accessories.
These were not there.
Yeah. But now with the Reev cars and Deepal cars now, you've got this option. Are people and customers interested in going for the accessories, adding stuff, making each car unique to the owner?
Not everyone, but there are people who are really interested, and they are the ones who tell us sometimes. They get so hyped up with getting the car delivered to them that they start looking around what available pieces can I order to that and make it much more cooler than the way it looks already.
That's good. Do you think moments like this expose whether a brand was truly reliable or just perceived to be?
I would say truly reliable. It has made its impact within the market. It's not just us as salespeople, but the customers are the ones doing the talking. Once they visit and understand, they do the test drive, as my manager likes to call it, bums and seats, then it starts to change the idea of how these cars work.
Because like we said earlier, that there was a big buzz about the cars coming to Bahrain.
Yeah.
So that once they experience the car, I bet you've been there and you saw the reaction.
Yeah.
Can you tell us like a little bit, how do people react switching from ICE vehicles to electric?
I mean, they would come, face is not as convinced, but after the test drive, there was always a smile. You know, that acceleration, that quietness, the unexpected feel of quality inside, just comes back with a smile, honestly.
So if you're trying to convince me to buy an EV, what did you say to me?
Test drive it first.
Test drive first.
Yeah. Understand
the car. You will not talk about the car. You let the car
talk about it now.
You let the car do all the
Let
talking.
the car do the talking first.
Yeah.
If there's clarity you need, we are there to support you. Don't worry.
That's great.
We'll take care of you, inshallah. Don't worry.
So how do you make the decision that balance immediate customer needs with long-term trust?
First of all, if you want to talk about the trust, you're in the hands of Kano Motors. EKK and Kano Motors have been known as one of the best companies in Bahrain when it comes to automotive. They focus on customers first and profits later. So the experience for the customer is the most important factor from the day he enters until he sells the car 10 years later on. In terms of immediate decision, depending on his needs. So if the customer has come to us because of the fuel prices increased, this is where we get into a conversation. He would ask, how much would I save? How much would be the cost? How much can it drive me? Now, the interesting part is, if you as a Bahraini charge your car at home, the highest level of EWA billing is 32 fils. صح? So on one single charge, it will cost you, on the lowest car I have, 912 fils, so 160 kilometers for 2 days. And your fuel is 45 liters, which is around 11 BD now with the new pricing as well.
And what kind of fuel do you put?
We prefer Mumtaz. The engine is a 1.5, so I'd rather give it something fresh or clean to keep it going on the long term. So reality is you'll be paying 11.6, 11.5 for a 900 kilometers, and that depends on how you take care of it.
And what kind of chargers do you provide for the customer at home? They're like charging stations.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yes.
So in the market, there's 3 types of chargers. There's the ACs, there's the DCs, and then there's a 3-pin plug charger. With every Reev technology car that we sell, we provide you with a plug charger, normal socket, which is around 13 amp of a charge. That takes 8 hours and a half to charge the car for you because it's a slow charge.
Mhm.
But if you buy a wall box, an installment with your main DB at home,
Mhm.
that will charge the car within 4 hours and a half. And if you come to any DC, which is the fast chargers, the lowest car I have is 20 minutes and the highest is 25 minutes.
So does these chargers affect the way the car is charged, the battery life, or all of them are safe to use, or which is the more recommended
Good question.
type of charger for the customers? Because everybody wants to know about EV is new in Bahrain.
Of course.
So everybody is like looking at YouTube videos, motor shows and stuff like that. And every car has a special charging method and everything.
That's correct. That's a great question, Mohammed. See, what we can say is, first of all, the best chargers to use is either the plug charger
Mhm.
or the wall box,
Okay.
because these take their time to charge the car, the way the process internally goes volt by volt, cell by cell, and it goes all the way. But the one we say it's good and not good is the DC, the fast chargers. Why? Let me put it in a different perspective.
Yep.
So you as a human, when you wake up in the morning, do you drink tea just to wake up? And it may take you an hour or 2 to wake up, but
Yes.
then you can last the entire day,
Mhm.
correct? But if you wake up in the morning and have coffee directly, you suddenly wake up. By
Instant.
11, 12, exactly.
Yeah.
But then by 11, 12 p.m., you're dropping down again. You need another coffee to keep you running.
Mhm.
So what happens is that your body is used to some caffeine to keep it running.
Mhm.
So if I use the same concept on the DC on my electric car,
Yes.
they're going to get used to that fast-paced charger, and they're going to forget their original nature of natural
Discharging.
charging.
Yeah.
Exactly. So over time, the DCs may affect your battery's health. So use it from time to time, or if you're in need.
What kind of cases can we use the DC? Just to let our viewers know about it.
So let's say you're in the area and
Yeah.
you don't have time and you really need to go somewhere, use it. If you're traveling and there's a DC on your right or left side and you can make your way faster, use it.
Mhm.
But if you see it next to your place every day and you charge it every day there, then that's a big question mark on your battery later on. So you have to expect that your battery life would drain.
So what we can say is that we've got several ways of charging the vehicle. You've got the normal one that takes longer time, but keeps the battery efficient and the discharging normal.
That's
And then you've got the fast boost that you needed to do the fast charging for the car.
exactly.
And do your customers always ask about these kind of things?
Of course. Because they also have done the research and they see that if usually for them, it has to be charged up to 80%.
Mhm.
But with us, the LFP, it can go all the way to 100%, which does not impact the battery health at all.
And then you mentioned LFP. A lot of people are known to do the research based on other vehicles. Like we're not going to mention any brands, but the American EV cars and stuff like that.
Mm.
What's the difference between the LFP and the batteries used in other cars?
Okay, so we have, as per my knowledge and the studies that we've done, there are 3 types of batteries in the market.
Yep.
The normal lithium ion,
Yes.
we have the NMC, nickel, magnesium, cobalt, and we have the LFP, which is today's battery. The lithium ion itself is very expensive to build, as it relies on mining and everything to get these chemistries out of it. It relies on specific materials for it to be created.
Yes.
It gives you a good performance, but the heat and lifespan is much shorter.
Which is not good for our climate. And
Especially in
and the-
Bahrain, definitely. Yeah, we go up to over 50
yes.
here with us. So it's not really worth it to have it in our country.
Mm.
Then comes the NMC, which is kind of a similar, but gives you a bit more mileage and a
Mhm.
performance. Again, if it dies within 4 or 5 years, the battery life is gone. With us, you get a higher life cycle. A higher life cycle, much more safer on the long term, It can handle heat all the way up to 60-65 degrees, and it doesn't rely on cobalt to be created. So it makes it much cheaper. The only disadvantage I would say the LFP would have is mileage would be less. But for our country, it's more than enough.
But then with less mileage, you'll get longevity of the batteries.
Of course.
And that's what the people in Bahrain are asking.
Exactly.
They don't want to change their car every 2-3 years. The batteries they want.
Really the cost of the battery.
Yeah.
They don't want to pay that. Today, 40% of the car's price is the battery price. So remove the battery, put the engine in, the car is 4,000 dinars cheaper. But with after 8, 9, 10 years, if you decide to buy a battery, because it's LFP, you would pay around 800 to 12, 13, 15. And it depends on how many battery cells you need.
Yeah.
It's not just me changing the entire battery cells. You might have 20 batteries that are damaged. Of course, each car has its way, some with packs, some with cell by cell, and some have to change completely, but they sell it cell by cell. So it makes it cheap
to maintain
and buy.
So with so much innovation in vehicles today, how do you decide what truly adds value for customers versus the risk complicating the experience?
I think the best answer would be, again, I think we discussed it as well already, the support of EKK. Today, when it comes to Chinese cars in the market in general, there's always that fear of reliability, longevity, availability of spare parts, and how we understand these cars. But when you put your hands in the safety of EKK Group, there's a level, there's a standard that they follow. Regardless if it's a customer experience, if it's the spare parts, we have to make sure that the customers are always happy. So one of my key selling points is actually Kano Motors.
Yeah.
That made the brand a bit more trustworthy. Then came the car, the features, the cameras, the auto braking system.
Talk us more about the innovations in the cars that you have.
We can talk about the SO5, for example. It's been my bread and butter since we've launched the brand. It's similar size to a RAV4, I would say, maybe a little bit smaller, but it has a nice width to it.
Small SUV.
Small SUV. Some people consider it as a crossover, but we see it as an SUV more. Cooling and heated seats in all chairs. Driver and passenger seats. And then you have a leg extension for the passenger as well, where he can relax, have a seat. Voice command. High default, open sunshade, sunroof, window, trunk, radio, you just name it. There's a nice feature which is from the remote as well. If you're stuck in a tight parking between two cars, usually it gets irritating.
Yes.
Just hold on the keys for some time and then the car comes out of the parking spot, goes back in as well, just to make your entrance a bit easier. 540 cameras and records. So if one day somebody comes and hits you from any spot, you have proof for yourself.
It's like you've got your own CCTV.
Your own CCTV within the car itself. And there's a few tech savvy stuff inside that I've seen it. I've seen it for the first time as well. There's no gauges as we used to, like when you sit down in the car. There's usually your kilometer, your RPM, and all. But in here, everything's disappeared. Everything is within the projector. It's like around 5.3 inches. So you'll see the navigation. You'll see who's calling you. You'll see how much charge and fuel you have.
So it's like road focused.
It's road focused. It doesn't bother you while driving.
You're not distracted by going to the dashboard or...
Maybe the first 2 days, yeah, but because you're new to it. But once you get used to the situation, it becomes very easy.
These kind of stuff, like let's say 10 years ago, were like novelties.
Yeah.
Like people would like say, oh, it's like a tech that nobody uses.
No, nobody exactly.
Yeah, but
available within the car itself.
But nowadays, with the advent of the EV cars in Bahrain, the many brands, many innovation technologies, especially like the ones you said right now, is it a must for a customer to have all of this when they enter your showroom? Will they ask you, do you have this, 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 and this?
Yes and no. It depends on the customer's needs. But they would definitely come and compare with each and every Chinese brand available within the market and say that they have it. The Chinese have made this as a standard. When you go to Japanese or American brands, usually
even Germans,
yeah, you'll have to pay a bit extra for all of this.
And like in some countries, I know some German brands are adding subscription to the to the heated seat or
Yeah.
the navigation. You need to pay like a
The reverse camera, if you want it, you just have to pay for it.
monthly subscriptions. It's like having your own video on demand.
That's true. That is true.
But now with the new EVs from China and stuff, everything is available.
Everything is coming in standard. And if we were in China as well, we'd have much more options available due to circumstances, rules,
of the region.
regulations, of course, of the regions. So not everything comes, but as well, what they provide us, it's fantastic. If you have it and you know how to use it, you'll benefit from it. But it depends on you how you would like to.
So what are one of the features that you like to convey to your customers that this car has that you will not experience this kind of tech in another car? If you're going to sell me a car right now.
I would say maybe the remote in and out,
Yep.
The leg extension, and the mobile application as well. You can turn it on and off, especially in summer. You leave work 15 minutes before, turn it on, turn on the AC, let it cool. And as soon as you sit, you relax. No complaints whatsoever, But yeah, I mean, one of the features that saved me a few times, I play with my phone sometimes while driving, which is incorrect to do. But there was 2-3 cases where the car in front of me suddenly stopped and I did not notice, but the car took the automatic emergency braking. It scared me, but it actually saved me, So it may not be usable all the time, but it's supposed to save you.
Whenever.
Exactly. Even if, God forbid, let's say you do have an accident, but it will reduce the risk
impact
of that impact and that damage.
And you shouldn't be playing on your phone while you're driving.
Absolutely. Definitely.
So talking about this, after customers receive the car, how are they interacting with the app that you spoke about, and what seems to be the matter most to them?
Like I told you, most of them, as soon as they leave the office, they feel like, the car is ready for them. And they can see if it's in use or it's parked, somebody else is using it.
Mhm.
So it gives them that reassurance that, okay, my car is safe, And it tells them if you have charge, if they have fuel, so that if they plan their day, at least they know what they have within the car itself, ready for it to go to the next step.
And what kind of extra things that you can find in the app?
I would say cooling and heated seats, you schedule charging, alarm in case you lose it in a mall. Sometimes that happens. Windows can go up and down as well, and we are working on adding a map as well into it, so that you can see where your car is.
And of course, like you said, that regional difficulties from the main manufacturer, like China, has extra in their app.
Of course.
But with time, I think you guys will be implementing it more here in Bahrain.
It's possible. And every day China comes up with a new option, a new technology, and if it's within the rules and regulations of the region, then definitely we can push it here. And if customers ask for it constantly, then we just shoot the message back to the manufacturer and see what they can do.
Do they always ask for your feedback? Especially like GCC customers are quite different than Chinese, or let's say North America, Latin American customers, or maybe even Africa or Europe.
Yeah.
Do you have like different requests that the manufacturers always ask you about, or your feedback about what our customers are saying about the car?
Of course. I mean, some people come to experience only the test drives and the cars that we have,
Mhm.
and they feel like there's a few options missing here. Ambient lighting, for example, air suspension in some cars, or maybe a bigger battery recommended, or maybe just a bit of horsepower just to make the drive feel more fun. So we take all these considerations in as much as we can,
Mhm.
and we push them back to the manufacturer. And they also keep following up with us. Is this becoming an issue? Is it hard for you to sell these cars because of this issue? But according to that, we know how to move forward and fix the other models that are coming in year by year, inshallah.
So how have the past months shaped your focus as a team, and what you've been prioritizing for your customers?
It's been fantastic. It was a shock to all of us as salespeople, and me being the manager there. We went from a normal timing worked into a 12-hour shift suddenly, but the experience that the customer is getting from the team, the knowledge that they have on the cars and the battery. Product knowledge is the most important key to have. If you know your car and your brand very well.
Are you trained for it? Are
Of
you?
course, I've been with the brand since May last year, and it's been almost a year since I've started. And as soon as we entered, I started focusing on the features, the technology, and the batteries. to make myself as easy, to make it easier on myself when I have a conversation with customers. So when the team came in on board, I did the same thing. So when they started talking to people, we've noticed that some people are very happy with the information that we're giving them, as if we know what we are talking about. Most dealerships still don't understand how to sell electric cars and how to push them into the market. Yes, fuel has become extra on one side, but how do you sell that electric car? Why should I buy your electric car from you? What benefits am I getting from it? Am I saving in fuel? Am I saving in
maintenance costs
and everything? Of course. But if the team is not well prepared for it, then it will be very hard. For example,
yes,
when you sit in a normal ICE car,
yeah,
okay, and you turn on the AC, you hear the engine noise. It's just noisy.
the idle and the RPM goes up and down,
up and down, up and down. When you sit in an electric car, it's so quiet, you hear the fan and you start saying, I don't like the outside noise. But reality is, this has always been there, but the engine has been covering it up for you.
Right.
So once you get used to this piece, you start hearing things you've never heard before. Suspensions, brakes, AC, even people. If the windows are not double glassed, you might hear the people as well on the outside.
So before we end this interview with you, Mr. Hassan Neama, you're the assistant sales manager for Automotive.
Yes.
Convince me and our viewers, why should I buy a Deepal car? And what's going to be different between my regular ICE car and this car?
What do you drive in an ICE car? That's the question.
It's a small German SUV. V6.
Okay.
350 horsepower.
Performance.
It's not performance. It's an SUV.
Okay. So I would say if you plan to do this shift, not just shifting to an electric, but this is a shift of life.
Yes.
Going to something completely new. You will be saving at least 50% when it comes to your fuel expenditure, and spare parts will be much less. A normal ICE car has between 2,000 to 2,200 moving parts, which need change over time. It could start from 5 BD and at 300 BD, depending on the part itself.
Yes.
With electric cars, it's 45. So much drop of spare parts. So that will relax you. The fuel that you'll save will relax you. And God forbid, if after the warranty, the battery decides to die on you, the money that you saved in your fuel and your spare parts, you can buy a new battery.
And what about the service intervals for EV cars? Do we have like a service intervals?
Of course.
Because like in normal cars, it's like 5,000 kilometers, you do an oil change. Some cars go for 10, 15. What about EV?
So we have both. We have the Reev and we have the EV. When you say EV, you're talking either 15,000 or 20,000 or 1 year, whichever comes first.
But for your case,
in my case, it's a Reev because I still have an engine. I still need to maintain the engine. So same engine oil filter, spark plugs, that same job is there, but the gearbox is gone. So I don't have any gear oil, gear processes. When it comes to servicing the battery, it's, I mean, I want to say I'm that technical, but what I understood is there's like a device that looks like an iPad. They plug it into the brain of the car, which they call the BMS, the battery management system. And then they find out all the faults the car has. It could be cables, it could be the circuit itself, it could be screws if they're rusted, chips if they're burned, God forbid, suspension check, bolt check. It's more of a checkup, honestly, to be than actual service. So if you had a fully electric car, you wouldn't have that engine process. You just do the checkup and let the car go.
But with Reev, because we have a
engine, we need to make
generator of the car, so we need.
You can drive the car in 3 ways. You can either charge it once, fuel it once, and let it run maybe 2-3 weeks. You can fuel it once and charge it every day or two, depending on your way of drive. And then if you don't want to charge it at all, you can just fuel it as well.
And then how many years we started having EV and Reev cars in Bahrain? Do you see the shift in people's understanding and because Bahrain and the GCC are all like, let's say, they love their V8s, V6, and the noises they do. The culture of these countries are within motorsports. So now with the advent of, let's say, EV and Reev cars, do you see a lot of people shifting? And who are the most demographic that are going to EV? Is it the teenagers? Is it women, men, older men, younger men, family men, single men?
Shocked of the customers because we thought we're targeting the young ones.
Okay.
Most of my customers have been 40 plus. These guys want to save more than the young ones nowadays. But yeah, I mean, the electric market started in Bahrain almost, I would say 3 years ago, 2023.
Yep.
And from then up to the year after, it was very tough. People had no idea that even electric cars were available within the market, and the prices were way high.
Yes.
So we needed a way to justify why these prices are high and make the comparisons correctly. But 3 years later, mashallah, we have customers walking in that already understand the process, which helps us as salespeople not to re-explain the process all over again. So now people know, back in the day, people know that there's EV. Now they know there is EV, there's PHEV, there is REEV. And each one with their mechanisms. The only confusion part still that's going on is between PHEV and REEV because they're very similar in terms of process.
Mhm.
But the PHEV powers the wheels, at the same time recharges the battery. So it does two jobs. My car or our brand just recharges the battery. It doesn't power the wheels at all. I would say we are more of an electric experience, and those will be more of a hybrid kind of experience.
Mr. Hassan Neama, Assistant Sales Manager, thank you very much
Thank you.
for being with us today in Swalef Tech, our second season.
Thank you.
And it's a pleasure talking to you about Deepal and Reev Motors.
Likewise. Appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So here we had another edition of Swalef Tech in our second season. Join us for more. Goodbye.